We've all been there. Your mind is racing, your energy is completely drained, and then someone asks how you are doing today. You plaster on a bright expression and say, "I'm fine." Popular astrology often treats our personalities exactly like that polite smile. It reduces complex human experiences to one-note caricatures, like the perpetually happy Sagittarius or the flawlessly organized Virgo. But beneath those surface traits is an intricate system of psychological defense mechanisms. We all wear emotional armor tied to our astrological profiles, specific ways we shield our deepest insecurities from the rest of the world. The researchers at Zodiacreads documented the unspoken battles beneath these 12 astrological masks. By looking at what each sign feels but rarely expresses, we find a different lens to view the people around us. Decoding these unspoken struggles reveals the psychological reality beneath the signs, offering a way to see how people actually navigate their internal worlds. Some people project absolute power to keep you from seeing how exhausted they are. We can group Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Leo into a cluster we call the Mask of Strength. An Aries will project a bold, unbothered exterior. In reality, they carry deep emotional memory and replay past moments constantly, taking things far more personally than their public image suggests. A Scorpio acts untouchable, yet their silence often hides a storm of emotion. Because they get hurt easily and dread being exposed, they constantly test the loyalty of those closest to them as a safeguard. For a Capricorn, outward productivity and absolute dependability can become a cage. They bury their feelings beneath their accomplishments, secretly exhausted from having to lead and wishing someone else would take the initiative. Then you have Leo. They shine with bright confidence, but quietly question their own worth. They rely on reassurance and seek out people who will recognize and validate their hidden softness. For these 4 signs, a posture of leadership and authority is an elaborate shield. It stops others from seeing how much they actually crave comfort. Another group adapts to the expectations of the room. Virgo, Libra, Gemini, and Cancer wear the mask of social harmony, shape-shifting to obscure their internal feelings of inadequacy. A Virgo uses the relentless pursuit of perfection as armor against a crippling fear that they aren't good enough. They judge themselves harsher than anyone else ever could. Libras are masters of balancing the tension in a room, but conforming to everyone else can leave them unsure of their own identity, worried that their true self is either too much or entirely insufficient. A Gemini commands attention with rapid-fire chatter and sharp humor. That outward energy is a deliberate mask for an anxious internal spiral, where they overthink every word they've said. Cancers often play the role of the safe, soft caretaker. Even in crowded spaces, they can feel invisible, longing for someone to accept their messy, complicated wholeness, rather than just the curated parts they show. These individuals aren't looking for the spotlight. They are seeking acceptance for who they are on the days they stop trying to be what you need. The final group feigns detachment. Taurus, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces wear the mask of independence to hide a profound fear of loss. A Taurus builds walls disguised as rigid routines. While they act unbothered, they hold onto their relationships tightly, operating under a hidden fear of being left behind and silently waiting for someone to fight to stay. A Sagittarius fills their life with constant movement and optimism. It acts as a distraction from deep-seated loneliness. They use freedom as their language, but quietly hope someone will chase them down and stay. An Aquarius will actively detach and distance themselves from others. It's a protective measure. Underneath that aloof exterior is a craving for genuine, unprompted loyalty. A Pisces floats through the present with a ready smile, yet they carry the heavy, unresolved emotional wounds of their past. They remember the emotions others have forgotten, waiting for someone to notice the weight behind their cheerfulness. For these signs, pushing people away or maintaining an aloof exterior is a quiet, ongoing test. They are waiting to see who is willing to cross the distance. When we recognize the intent behind these behaviors, we start seeing the person behind the armor. Knowing a Leo's bravado hides a need for validation, or an Aquarius's distance signals a test of loyalty, provides a practical guide for resolving conflicts and offering support. The next time you interact with someone who seems completely unbothered, consider the emotional reality they might be hiding behind their astrological armor. If you want to peel back the layers of your own profile or explore how these hidden emotions impact your relationships, you can find the full breakdown at zodiacreads.com.